Good evening, guys. I have been putting this off. Every day I'm finding new planty chores that need done, and every day I am tackling new planty chores that need done. There's a lot of stuff I didn't film, but there's a lot of stuff I'm gonna film because, as I said, it's every single day I'm finding something new that needs done, and I'm on a mission to get my houseplants in pristine condition for the spring and summer, so for the growing season. This is my new Dischidia. My brand new Dischidia nummularia. I am keeping this in the kitchen, so I'm like watching it every day, and I've just been watching it slowly decline since I brought it into my home. Initially, I thought and I had hoped that it was just from transit, but as I took a closer look today, you can really see there's some stuff going on. So I think the plant is rotting. I will show you a little bit more up close. So what I'm gonna do before it's too late, because it looks like it's moving pretty quickly, I'm gonna have to take this out potentially in multiple vines, and we're gonna put it in sphagnum moss. I finally got my good stuff. This is the good stuff right here, okay? My New Zealand spag. You guys, I hate to say it, this is what I've used for years. It is a little bit more expensive, but you get a good amount for the price, and it's worth it for the health of my plants. I have tried over the last year, I've really tried to use the Lowe's and Walmart brand, the Better Grow, sphagnum moss, orchid moss, and it sucks. The amount of plants I have either lost or they have done absolutely nothing, or their roots have just died because it's not absorbent. In the last year, using the cheap sphagnum moss from a big box store, I've lost more plants in that in the last year than I've ever lost in the entirety of using this in the last like 7 years. So I can't do it no more. I will be spending the $20 with the New Zealand spag, the good stuff, all right? No more of that. I can't do it to my plants. They're bougie, what can I say? I'm sick. I'm still sick. I've got a frog in my throat. I'm tired. My kids have been absolutely off the walls for like 2 weeks. Yeah. So I was really gonna go ahead and just wait and do this tomorrow, but I have a number of other plant chores to get done tomorrow. So I figured I would go ahead and just get this done tonight, get it out of the way. Boom, good. Let me show you what I'm working with first of all. Aren't I cute? Right, this is just my scrap bowl. So I get these little plastic bowls of fresh prepared fruit from Kroger a lot of the time, and I have been rinsing them out when the fruit is gone and keeping them because they're honestly like the perfect little propagation bowls for small things, especially trelling things. Okay, all right, that's what we're doing. Okay, and then I do have something exciting I want to show you as well. We're just hanging out, okay? We're just hanging out, doing our plant chores, chit-chatting. My kids are in bed finally, so even though I'm tired, it's like at least I've got peace and quiet to do some planty chores, right? I can't really complain. When I tell you, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. My brand new plant, I've waited years to own this plant, this Dischidia. I love it. I really love it. The fact that it's immediately declining. Yeah, I was like tugging on it and it looks like the roots are rotting off. And to be fair, it really didn't have much going on for roots anyway. Dischidia have pretty like fine, dainty roots as is, but that's a problem. That's a problem. So here is a little look up closer as to what I was seeing. First of all, I had noticed the leaves were becoming chlorotic, I mean honestly, and just not looking the best. They're thinning out, getting little imperfections on them in places. I've removed a few, and then what really got me concerned that I spotted today is this right here. So you can literally see the stems right there dying where they meet the soil, and that tells me basically everything I need to know, as well as the dead little leaves just compiling in the pot. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get to this immediately. So, sucks. Let's put the camera down because y'all don't need to see my face right now anyway. Remove my little crystal guy. I even gave you a crystal for good luck, dude. This honestly sometimes happens with, I have ordered a lot of plants. If you've been here a while, you know, majority of my collection is and has been, because I had, Lord knows I've lost quite a few over the years, online purchases. A lot of my plants have been shipped to me. So I would say something like 85% of the plants, just because I do order a large number of them, do fine, do well, acclimate, take off, get going. Some of them take longer than others. Some of them lose a leaf or two along the way. That's a-okay. But there is this small percentage that just, they don't handle it, whether it be the shipping process itself, the shock of being in a box and then trying to acclimate to my home, or I do something wrong once it arrives in my care, or something that it doesn't like. This does happen. So that's why I always like to keep a very close eye on plants that I order, and I usually will keep them under my nose basically the first couple of weeks of my care, just so I can look at them multiple times a day, you know. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and dump this pot carefully in here and just kind of see what's going on. You know, I have a pretty good inclination. Let's see. Okay. That soil is way too dense. I think I just transplanted this with the soil that it was already in and just added some more around it, I think is what I did. It's way too dense to be in a pot with no drainage. I should have known better. But sometimes it works. Usually it works perfectly fine because I'm an underwater. I assumed this would be more of a thirsty plant, especially the fact that it's in a south-facing window, getting loads of light. I just really thought it would be fine, but you see, a good portion of those stems are yellowing, dying off. So I'm gonna work my way through and see what I need to cut back. And then we're gonna fill the bowl with moss and place them down in there, put the little dome on. I'm gonna go rinse these in the sink also once I'm done, and kind of like give them a quick peroxide bath just to kill any bacteria that may be lingering on there. I feel like I'm gonna have to cut some of these all the way back, like the rooted stem all the way back, because they're dead. It's dead. We're gonna have to start new roots on these newer nodes that weren't buried in the soil. I think that's our best bet, since the rot has already started working its way up. That quick, man, that quickly. If I lose this plant, I'm not gonna lose this plant. I refuse. And these are expensive little plants. This was probably the most expensive plant in my entire Steve's Leaves order, and I got like 7 plants or something. They're expensive for a small little pot too. Yeah, dang. I don't know if there's any hope of saving any of the roots, the pre-existing roots. Like, look at that. It's dead. Luckily, we have some pretty good looking little aerial roots popping out of some of these nodes, so I don't feel like I'll have too difficult of a time rerooting this, but you never know. We've had so much going on. So first of all, my kids have been just like crazy, off the wall, super hyper, and just like on one. That's all I know. For a couple of weeks, we've had loads of appointments and just lots of stuff going on. I've been doing plant chores for months. Since the winter, I've been doing chores, but I've really picked up the pace. Probably this last month, I would say. It's always something, which I don't mind. I obviously enjoy taking care of my plants. I enjoy doing plant chores. It's just, I don't enjoy seeing plants that I love declining or like almost swinking out on me, you know what I'm saying? We could do without that part, but it's all part of the process. Comes with the territory, I guess. I've had a lot of plants that I've went to pull out of the pot to check on because they just haven't been doing well. Like my Anthurium magnificum, this is him now, pulled out because it hasn't done well in quite a long time and it hasn't given me a new leaf. So I pulled it out of its pot and sure enough, the roots were just dead. And this was the same case with my philodendron tortum as well. Big root ball, but majority of the roots were completely hollowed out, just gone, not rotted, but they had just dried out and died from underwatering, getting such good light, and I just skipped out too long on watering a couple times and killed the roots. So I'm really glad I pulled them out when I did. So they're in the good moss. That was part of my issue. I had to wait until the New Zealand spag arrived and it got delayed in the mail for like an extra week before I could take care of some of the things I needed to take care of, and it was really stressing me out. It was really stressing me out. I think that's it. Yeah, that soil is way too dense for a non-drainage planter. Yikes. What was I thinking? Okay, I'm gonna go rinse these, make sure we get all the icky bacteria and stuff off, and I'll be right back. Got my Dischidia soup with lukewarm water and peroxide. I don't think you're going to be able to see it on camera, but I can see all of the little bubbles cleaning the roots and the stems, so it's pretty satisfying. I'm going to let this set for just a couple more minutes before I take them out and put them in here. I also have some liquid dirt here that I'm going to add a splash to the moss once we put them in, just to give them a little extra boost. While that's setting, let me show you something really exciting. Wendy, I need you to go, please. This is what happens anytime I leave the door open when I'm in my plant room trying to do literally anything. My cats. They're so nosy. Look at this. Look at this. We have Mom and her child. Almost lost my variegated Alocasia frydek. This is like a major wish list plant for me. So it was, in fact, a pretty big deal. This poor guy started declining right after I brought it home back in the fall, losing leaves. It did put off, I believe, 2 new leaves for me, but it was losing leaves faster than it was giving leaves. And then we got down to the last 2 newest leaves and they went as well, like boom, boom. There was nothing left. The roots were rotted. I took out this little tiny chunk, put it in moss. Well, it's moss mixed with perlite, chunky perlite, and put it in my cabinet and was just like crossing my fingers, y'all, honestly. And lo and behold, little by little, that little chunk started to grow up out of the moss and gain some color to it, green, okay, it turned green. And here we have finally a new leaf. So it has rooted and it's coming back, and I am ever so grateful. And then I tried to root some corms from it because I did have a couple corms and they died. I tried fluval stratum. I tried soil. I tried a couple of different mediums. I think I tried pond. I can't really remember. And they just died. They died. I don't know. But I have one success story right here. One little trooper that I'm going to show you. Look at this. I don't know why it's kind of curled under like that. Check out this. First new leaf. It's absolutely gorgeous. I am very happy with this. Very happy with this. Cool thing about the variegated frydek, from what I have noticed and from what I've heard of other people's experiences, a lot of variegated plants, whenever you're restarting them, they first put out those first couple of leaves. First of all, they're going to be itty bitty. Second of all, a lot of times they're not going to show any variegation, much, if any, until they get a little bit larger, a little bit more mature. With the frydeks, they seem to give you that variegation from the jump, which I'm going to show you with this baby as well. So this is really awesome. Growth point down in there. We're on the right track. All right, we're on the right track. Things are looking up here. The baby from this mama, that was a success. Look, and I actually just moved it over to this little fruit container. And this is still even too short. The leaf is pushing up against that. So I'm going to have to find something. I need some of these, but larger, you know, with the dome lids. Check it out. And this was almost immediate. Like this little corm immediately started to show me some action. How cute is he? How cute. And look at that variegation. Literally perfect. Growth point right here. I am so excited. And it's in the same exact medium as the mama. I don't know if I can get this lid back on there because it's grown even in the last 2 days since I last took the top off. I don't want to restrict it. What do I do? And I don't have any large Ziplocs. I guess I could set it down in the little terrarium that I have the blue oil fern and the variegated little variegated philodendron that I have those in, but I'm gonna have to do something here. Now that I've taken the top off, I can't put it back on. All right, back to the Discidia we go. I think they should be good now. Oh yeah, look at all of those bubbles. This is great, it works, but I will say you don't want to add too much peroxide or it will, especially if there's any roots left, it'll kill those roots and it'll kill your plant. If you put too much peroxide or if you leave it in the water too long, like I would never leave this overnight, simply because I have before and I learned my lesson the hard way. I think that should be good now. I'm not really worried about rinsing the peroxide off. I think it'll be okay because it's hot. It's seriously diluted with water. And I also disinfected the name card. Like, I don't think I'm going to forget the name of this, but with me, you really never know. You really never know. I've already almost went through this entire brick of moss in just the last couple of days because I've had so many plant chores waiting on this moss that I have done. That's okay, that's what it's for, but I'm gonna have to get more. I'm just going to, I think that should be good. Maybe one more little swoop. Best moss you can buy right here. Stuff is gold. It's fluffy gold for your plants. I'm gonna try to position these so that they're not too overly crowded and they're not like overlapping one another. I hope I have enough space in here for all of them because I really would prefer not to have to separate them into multiple containers, you know, if I don't have to. If I overcrowd them and kind of like stick too many down in there, a lot of them will die. They won't root. Only the ones like on the bottom will root. And then there's also a greater chance of the leaves like rotting. And I already have my Discidia ovata chopped up into pieces like this. And I had to put it in 2 separate containers because I had so much of it. I might be able to get away with it a little bit better here since there's so many smaller pieces. My ovata is rooting really well and like already growing and stuff in the same little setup. And I just chopped it up because it had stopped growing and it's a really good grower. And it usually flowers pretty regularly too. It just had stopped growing for a long period of time and the leaves were just not looking the best. So I decided it was time to just kind of chop it up and start it over, give it a restart. Okay, I don't know if there's even any point in putting this teeny little one in there. I'm just gonna let that one go. I'm just gonna add a couple more little pieces of moss where I see any like empty space. Because I would prefer as many of these nodes to root as possible. Looking pretty good. Now we're just going to take our liquid dirt. I only need a very small amount of this. That may have even been too much. It won't hurt the plants though. That's what I love about liquid dirt. If you get too much, it's not going to harm them, or at least it hasn't for me at all. Don't take my word and then get mad at me, but I'm gonna stick this name card back down, stick it down in there just so it's with the plants, or else I'll lose it. And top on like so, and that's that. There it is. And that should be good. And I'll just keep an eye on it, keep check on it. We have more stuff to do tomorrow as well, so I will be back. I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, happy Monday. We are back at it. I've got more chores to do. So we're going to go around and collect some things and see what needs taken care of. I have a jar of water propagations that I need to check in on and see what's going on. I have some things I want to combine. I have a little list wrote down in my notepad that I'm going to use as reference just so I don't forget anything. But yeah, it's going to be pretty random. So let's just see what we can get into. Here is the jar of propagations. We're going to grab that and take down. I'm going to have to do something with this Raphidophora because he's just going crazy. He's going crazy. I mean, I love it, honestly, but I kind of want to, I don't know, use my little plant sticky things to put him, like, get him climbing around the windowsills, maybe something, because right now he's just sporadic. Let's grab this right here. We have some lovely Florida Beauty, some Albo. What else? I don't know. Let's just take it down and see. It's like my new runner. I'm obsessed. I love it. Look over my dirty floor. I literally just swept and mopped. But it's so nice, and it just fits in with the vibe so well. It's adorable. It's kind of trippy, right? All right, let's get to it. Oh, wait, hold on. No, we're not done. So I think that I would like, now that they're both growing, you guys got to see this, by the way, how big this Viterifolium leaf got. Look at that. If you guys frequent my channel, you know I've had these two Viterifolium seedlings since the summer or early fall, and I was waiting this entire time for them to put off a new leaf, and neither one of them did. And then all of a sudden, at the start of spring, both seedlings decided, that are living in entirely different locations, decided to push out their first new leaf. And look how fabulous. This one's much better than the other one, which you will see in just a moment. But I think I would like to combine them together now in a larger pot. I hope I'm not making a mistake, but I think that's what we're going to do. So let's see. Set that right there. Look over the fingerprints. I'm getting rid of this entertainment stand for this reason. It was just cleaned 3 days ago. I will never get a black glass entertainment stand or piece of furniture again in my life. So yeah. I'm going to grab this Viterifolium. His new leaf is not looking quite as nice. All right. It's this guy right here. Yeah. But that's all right. We're not mad at it. We're proud of him still. And we're going to put them together, and then I can free up this adorable little planter and put something else in it. I also was thinking about, this is in my bedroom, combining my Ripsalis back, I can't remember the name, back something. I always want to say bacteria, but that's not right. I'm thinking about combining those, so we'll go ahead and take them in there too. The other one is back here. I'm pretty sure they're the same plant, right? And though it's growing like crazy, gosh, he is drying out entirely too fast. So look at that. He's purple from all the light, but he's also, like, a lot of those are kind of mushy and dead because he's being underwatered. Is this the same plant? Why is this one growing straight up and the other one is like trailing? I'm kind of confused. Hi, look over me. Getting ready to leave the house. It's me from the future, here to correct myself because, oh my gosh, you're about to witness me pot these two different cultivars of Ripsalis together thinking they are the same cultivar, basically. This entire time that I've owned these, I thought they were the same plant, just in completely different growing conditions. I thought the one was growing straight up because it was growing up against a wall under super bright light and dehydrated. I don't know what I was thinking. I ended up separating them back out. I'll include a clip of what I did with them at the end, but basically I did leave the trailing Ripsalis in the hanging basket, but I moved the other one out. They look kind of cool together. They probably would have been fine living together because they have very similar care requirements, if not the exact same. However, they're not the same cultivar, and I had to come on here and let you know that, and that I'm aware of that now, and I feel silly, so enjoy. Are they the same? I don't even know how I could really pot these two together at this, like, they don't grow anything alike. I don't know if these are the same, y'all. Oh my gosh, his little stems are fried. I gotta get him out of here in a bigger pot either way because are these, I don't think I can pot them together. It'll look insane. But I gotta repot it either way. And then this, hold on. This is my orange marmalade. Really cute guy, but he's not been getting enough light. I adore this planter, and it has the detachable drainage tray. But I don't really love this plant in this planter, so I'm thinking about if we have time, take it. And he doesn't even need that moss pole. Okay, I could use that on somebody else because I definitely am having a shortage of moss poles. So I'm thinking about putting him in a different pot in a different location to free up this planter for some other plants. Maybe my Viterifoliums, honestly. I would prefer to put them in a larger plastic clear planter, but I don't have any more. For now, I just kind of have to work with what I've got. Honestly, I think what I want to do first are the Viterifoliums because I'm just really curious. I'm not going to be able to stop wondering what's going on with their roots and like how this is going to work until I do it. I also have some alcohol water Dawn solution if we need it. I have my shears, I have soil, I have bucket bowls, I have everything. So we're just gonna see what we can get to. First of all, I have this bowl to dump soil in, but the soil in these guys isn't like super old, so I will probably recycle and reuse that. I mean, just add to it, you know? But look at this new leaf. Look how large it got. It looks funny because the rest of the plant, the leaves are so little, and they're also super chlorotic. It was chlorotic when I bought it, so I've been giving it supplement nutrients and obviously regular fertilizer. And this new leaf is just like huge, green, shiny, gorgeous. Love it. I think it's funny they both pushed out a new leaf at the same time, though in completely different areas of my home. So I have a hanging basket right here that I'm thinking. The only thing is I don't know if their root system is going to be established enough for a pot this large, and I definitely don't want to rot the roots. So but I would love to put it in a hanging basket. One thing with pendant anthuriums, like they just look so good hanging. And the leaves get so large, the plants need to hang. So let's just see what we got going on. I hate to disrupt them when they've both just put in so much work on those new leaves, but I got to do it when I have the chance. Ooh, this one's pretty tightly wedged on in here. I think he must be rooted pretty good. Wow. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Yes. Now I get to put another cutie in here. I just don't know who yet. The roots look pretty great. Awesome. Now let's see this guy. Ugh. And then his are just like tiny. I'm also like, should I put them in moss to... Oh, that one's got a dead root right there. Should I put them in moss to let them root and just kind of like mature a little bit more? Okay, this guy has... I mean, he's got healthy roots, don't get me wrong. Oh no, I just accidentally... Kill me. His roots are fine. I was just hoping for a little bit more. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's not enough root ball, I don't think, for this big ol' hanging planter. Dang, I mean, I could do it, but it's really not a risk I want to take. Ah, damn it. That's gonna stress me out. Hey, hey. And then I have this little hanging planter. Shit, it's falling apart. What, Callie? With my... Ooh, I'm gonna have to... No, he's okay. I don't think he's getting enough light. My new Anthurium Bakeri, get back, sissy, is also putting off this new little leaf, but I need to put him in the cabinet because he's just been right here, and I don't like that. He needs to go. And I just keep finding more and more stuff I want to do. Shoot. I'm all over the place, y'all. Like this peperomia. Look at it. It's growing like mad, but it's in fluval stratum. There's a bunch of algae and it's fully rooted. Like, look at those roots. So I feel like I need to pot this up too. There's so much. All right, just a second. I gotta get my girl a snack. His roots are fine. I was just hoping for a little bit more. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's not enough root ball, I don't think, for this big ol' hanging planter. Dang, I mean, I could do it, but it's really not a risk I want to take. That's gonna stress me out. And then I have this little hanging planter with my... Ooh, I'm gonna have to... No, he's okay. I don't think he's getting enough light. My new Anthurium Bakeri is also putting off this new little leaf, but I need to put him in the cabinet because he's just been right here, and I don't like that. He needs to go. And I just keep finding more and more stuff I want to do. Shoot, all over the place, y'all. Like this peperomia. Look at it. It's growing like mad, but it's in fluval stratum. There's a bunch of algae and it's fully rooted. Like, look at those roots. So I feel like I need to pot this up too. There's so much. All right, just a second. I gotta get my girl a snack. I just got a couple ideas, so bear with me. So I could squeeze these down in here. Oh gosh, down in here to be safe, but what's the point? Because I'm gonna have to repot them. It's gonna be root bound in 2 months. Like, no, let's not. But so I have a hanging basket that's too small, I have one that's too big, and then I have one that I believe is perfect. So to do this, I'm gonna have to take this guy out. I think they will go perfect in here. And then I have the perfect idea for that variegated peperomia. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited. Okay. Let's break this. Come on. Come on. Dang, but I want to reuse this soil, but I don't want to reuse this soil because this is big box store soil that's like years old. So we're not going to reuse this. So let me set this to the side for 1 sec. Grab this one. I'm like bummed that I can't pot these two Ripsalis together. Oh, this guy's like fully rooted in the soil anyway. There is no extra. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Okay, nice. I love when things just work out like that, you know? But now I need to look at this. I mean, this was like setting up against a wall, but still, he is so dehydrated, y'all. I did not even realize it was this bad until this very second. It's the first time I've like picked it up and looked at it up close. I might need to cut this guy back a bit. I don't know, because all the new growth is healthy and plump. It's just all the purple sun-stressed bits are completely like squishy and wrinkly. But that, look at the difference. This is a healthy, green, lush, plump one. Like, look at that. This is the same plant, I'm telling you. It's the same plant, and look at the difference. This looks like a freaking shrub. I mean, I love the way it's growing. I think it's super cool and funky, but it just doesn't look like the plant that it is. So yeah, I'm going to have to do something, but maybe I can put these two in the larger hanging basket because this definitely needs moved up. And this would be a good size for him, I think, actually. Okay, we'll do that in a minute and see about this one. Back to these guys. Put a fresh scoop or two in here, just get some fresh nutrients in the mix. I put worm castings and some other dry nutrients into my soil mix. So, all right, let's do it. And then Wednesday, I am ordering beneficial nematodes so I can get rid of these fungus gnats. That's just gonna, oh my gosh, it's gonna be such a relief. And they work so well. And they work immediately. It's an immediate resolution because the issue is not the fungus gnats in the air. Like, they're in my soil, they're in my fresh soil, they're in everything. They're in my moss. Because a fungus gnat's lifespan is only something like a week. It's like 7 days, 5 to 7 days. So you can get the sticky traps and put up and they work, but they don't solve the issue. Like, you're still going to have thousands of gnats everywhere every day because that kills adult ones, but it doesn't. There's new babies hatching up out of the soil. They lay thousands and thousands of eggs like in each pot or something crazy like that. And so they just continue hatching out. Like, you're not stopping the cycle. So in order to get rid of them, you have to target the root of the issue, which is beneath the soil. That is the larva in the soil. So you get predatory mites and put in the soil, and they're literally microscopic. You can't even see them. And they immediately start munching on the fungus gnat larva. And then the adults die. They're dying off every day. Within a week, all the adults are dead and no more hatching out. So it's great. It's worth the money. Okay, that is perfect. Look, y'all, I just doubled my plant. Tell me that's not awesome. This leaf is so wonky. The only thing I'm a little concerned about, the one that's putting off the best new leaf, is the one that was living in my cabinet. I'm a little bit for that reason because it's growing so well now. It's doing so well in the grow cabinet. If it's in a hanging basket, I can't really put it back in the grow cabinet. And that is where my concern lies. I just don't want to do anything to disrupt the plant's progress or slow them down, cause any type of issues whatsoever. But this needed to be done. This was the plan all along. Once they both started to grow, I was going to pop them together. So I'll have to find a spot for him. I may put him in my plant room and keep my humidifier running for the next couple of weeks and keep it close to it, you know. There's that. Lovely. That is a relief to have done. Before I do the Ripsalis, though, because I'm just so excited I can't stop thinking about this now. Water break. This is another one that I'm like, because this was just like this big of a cutting. It wasn't rooted. It was tiny. It was one strand. It had like maybe 6 leaves on it. I put it in fluval stratum. This is one of the couple of plants that actually enjoys fluval stratum for me and like did well and didn't die. I don't even know how I'm going to get it out of here. That's kind of the thing though. I feel like I need to go ahead and get it out because it is a small neck bottle and we've got a lot of roots. Like, look at that. A lot of roots. So I'm already concerned that I'm going to have a difficult time getting the root ball out of this without ripping off roots. So I don't want to let it get worse, like fill up even more with roots. This new leaf, ever since it gave me this leaf right here, this little half moon, I've been obsessed. I love variegated peperomias. I love it. And it's a thick leaf peperomia right up my alley. All right. So this, and then we have all of these new vines. Like, look at this. There's already 2, 3, there's multiple vines. This was one vine. 2 vines right here. Another one popped up here. And then there's more sprouting off of those vines. So it's really taken off. It's beautiful. I love it. The soil is still good. Great for water propagations. I don't even know. I'm just gonna, I guess, try to get the fluval out first. Should I wet it? No, because when fluval is wet, it like sticks together. Okay. How am I gonna get you out, buddy? How? Oh. 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 Maybe I'm dramatic. What? Oh, I mean, I know peperomia roots are super fine and just like, yeah, they're super fine, but oh no, a little bit did come off. Okay, it's not as crazy as I thought. They're super fine and thin, so I guess they just plopped right out, no problem. This was just like, somebody sent me this, a shop sent me this as a freebie, just a little single stem cutting with no roots. And I started it in water and then moved it to fluval. Amazing. Okay. Okay, anyway, moving on. Now we can get to the good stuff. Stop. Shut up. You're joking. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite mini plants and favorite mini pots. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. I love when things just work out when you're doing plant chores. Like I love it. And so far we are on a roll, friends. All right, we got majority off. Fluval stratum looks like caviar, fish eggs. It does. And it just like gets to me every time I see it. Every time I'm working with it, I can't stop thinking about caviar, especially when it's wet. You are officially graduating to soil. Good job. I'm so happy to be able to put these two together. I cannot wait for this peperomia to just become like this big, lush, trailing plant going crazy everywhere. I can't. And I can just tell it's that. It's going to be that. It's going to be that type of peperomia. Peperomias are so underrated. I love them. Oh, God. Hold on. I want to get some more soil. I like a little less chunk for this guy. I'm going to add some more perlite. Pick out a little bit of this part. It's so perfect. Gosh. Hope it's not going to get, I think it's going to get floppy and like flop over. Shoot. So the question is, do I put a stake down in here, keep it growing upright? Because I think this technically is going to be like a trailing plant. It's a thick leaf vining plant, but vining plant nonetheless. Like, do I want to allow it to flop over, or do I want to try to keep it growing straight up? Because I love it growing straight up. Like, I think it looks so cute. I could even put like a little rock, stone, or crystal. This is just a piece of rock, red rock, against it potentially to hold it. I mean, if it keeps growing and vining out, it's going to flop over. I don't know. Very cute. Give me a break. I love it. Oh, perfect. And it is going to go back in the cabinet because it's on a roll in there. Does it need to be in the cabinet? Probably not. She deserves to be, all right? I'm going to have to grab her a drainage tray in a moment. I'm running out of space. I'm going to have to get in there and reorganize the situation. Let's handle the Ripsalis. Let's just see what we're working with in here. Oh wait. Oh, you never know what you're going to find in my plant pots. There's a teeny tiny little baby mushy mushroom down in there. How cute. There's another one. It's a little bit larger. Aww. Okay, it's a little pink one. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It looks like some of the roots are definitely dehydrated, just like paper thin, you know. But it does appear that the majority of them are fine. These are tough plants. They are. They're so tough. Yeah, so I think it's fine. I think I can just get this moved up and do a little bit better with my watering schedule and yeah, get them rehydrated. Where are you gonna go, dude? I didn't think about a pot. Oh wait, I did. Can they both go in here? Might be too much roots. Well, maybe not. They might be too wide. Because this is a lot of roots right here, you know? Some dead little strands. Those off. Ripsalis have really fine roots also. So I really can't break up the root ball too much because the roots will just break right up with the soil. This is a really dense soil mix. Yeah, I might have to go get a scoop of just like my regular soil mix that I haven't mixed up with my other amendments. Can they fit? That's gonna look so silly. Oh my gosh. But I think I'm gonna do it because I don't need two of these hanging around. Like, I just don't need two of them. I'm gonna go get a little bit of that soil. I see Marvin. This is something like work. I forgot I had some tree fern fiber just in a bag in there that one of my plants was shipped to me in. So I added that in and then just some regular soil with a teeny bit of perlite in it and some vermiculite and some worm castings. Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm running out of room. I really need a potting bench so bad. That's something I've been wanting to get for years. Like a proper potting bench. It's coming. It's about that time. Okay. And we fill. That should be good. It's going to look silly, but it's okay. Oh, it's a little stuffed. Dang, it is a little stuffed. just like width-wise, you know? They've got plenty of room. It's just, ugh. Trust the process. I'm just going to leave these be and see if they don't rehydrate themselves and kind of plump back up after this. Oh, I need a smaller scoop or spoon or something. This is insane. Well, that piece is a goner. Oops. That one. That looks insane. It's exactly how in my head I envisioned it would look. That's just how I knew it was going to look. It looks like, what does it look like? It looks like a grown-up forest with grass, and then you've got this tree growing up out of it. Like this little teeny mushroom back down in there for good luck. All right? Back down in there. That's wild. The back is, let's not go there. Hopefully they're a lot happier and it does what it needs to do. You're beautiful, buddy. Don't worry about it. You look awesome. Gotta water these guys in for sure. But and I guess I'm gonna hang it back in the window because this one that was hanging in there has been doing great and growing well. It looks really nice. So that is hilarious, you guys. I can't. Update. I pulled this Ripsalis out. I found a couple different types of Ripsalis that I think this might be. If y'all don't mind, leave your opinions down below if you have an ID for this guy. But I ended up moving out the philodendron orange marmalade from this cute little mushroom planter, and I put this guy in it because he's just like tall and crazy and funky. Kind of reminds me of some type of fungi. So yeah, and I love him in it. And then the trailing Ripsalis I left in the larger hanging basket that we potted him in. He's in the bedroom. So hopefully he can fill out that pot because one side's empty now, but it's fine. Just wanted to give you a little update. All right, we gotta get to these cuttings, but the thing is, let's go ahead and look at them, I guess. Oh, I need to clean this up first because what a mess. The thing is, with my Florida Beauty, when I pot it up, I want to pot it up with the mother plant that I chopped it from. So I would need to go get her and like uproot her, find a pot for them, that type of thing. Maybe put them in moss. I don't know. Oh, that one didn't. I think that's just a broken leaf. I don't know. See, there was a couple that's not rooting. Maybe I need to move it to moss. That's what I'll do. That one. Oh, it just flicked me in the eye. This is a piece of my elbow, which I'm also going to pot back up with the mother. I've got another piece in the cabinet and another one or two pieces here because the mother plant, it's its own plant. So it'll be so lush and full when I get the cuttings potted up. Look at that cute new little leaf it gave me. It's a new growth point because this wasn't a top cutting. This rooted up like nobody's business. This has only been in there maybe a month. The Floridas have been in there for like a long time. Oh no, wait, you know what? I think I actually cut the entire Florida Beauty up because the mother plant continued going downhill. I don't remember. This cutting's been in here for a long time. Just pushed out this new little guy. So that one is ready for something. Is that it? Where's the rest of my Florida Beauty? And then we have this elbow cutting, also pushing a new growth point, also rooted. This elbow, this was just like a little stick guy, starting to form roots. What's this? I'm not sure what this is. I think this is a Florida Beauty, but it's got some action going on a couple of nodes, but no roots. I gotta go figure out where the mother to my Florida Beauty is because I'm very confused. Well, I'm gonna take those Floridas out of there. I'm gonna do something with those. So I had chopped my super long, going crazy, variegated bipennifolium months ago, and I rooted the top cutting, which was beautiful. I showed it in my cabinet update video. I rooted that in my cabinet, and then I just, like last week, gifted it to my friend. So I still have the mother plant in there. This was a part of the mother plant, and I accidentally snapped this piece off. So now we have another cutting that, yeah, it's got a new leaf trying to inch out there. So that was like 2 days ago. So I have to do something with this now. And I think for this one, I just want to put it in water. So I am going to change the water, but I'm going to go ahead and stick him down in there so he can, yeah. This is just like the variegated propagation jar, I guess. All right. This is a bummer. I need you to root. I'm going to have to move this one to moss. Oh my gosh, I found Mama. I was just looking everywhere for the mother plant of my Florida Beauty, and I just found it. This had gotten pushed to the side. I'm so glad I just went looking for it because I haven't been watering it. It's just a stick, but it's pushing out a growth point. These plants are so resilient. All the Floridas. Damn, I thought there was leaves on it, but then I remembered I cut it back again because it wasn't doing too great. That's just a stick. What do I do? I think I'm going to put those two in moss because I have my New Zealand's bag. Maybe I'll cut this and stick it in there too since it's got a growth point. And then cut this all the way back to here. Put it under a grow light and just water it and see if it regrows, right? That's what I'm going to do. Because I only have one rooted cutting here. And that's a little concerning. All right. And then I'm going to chop it down to there. All right, let's set this to the side. I need to remember what this is and remember to water it. When I'm using moss or anything really, when I'm propagating, I really like to use just random containers or jars rather than pots. I don't know what it is, but my aeroids, whenever I put them in to root in moss, especially in a container, a plastic or a glass jar container, they just like do so well. They always root up so well, and it's clear so I can see the progress, which is really important to me. So all right, this one, those leaves are not doing too hot, but there is a growth point. I'm going to leave those on there even though there's not a ton of green on this one to just help the plant out until they decide to go. Do we have mites at all? I see a slight web. I don't know. Just in case, we're gonna, making a mess, but it's okay. It's only alcohol. It's a disinfectant, so if it gets everywhere, like, it's fine. I'm very messy with it, okay? One thing about me, I'm gonna make a mess. I wish I had just like plain chunky coarse perlite. I'm out of that at the moment to mix in. I have orchid mix with the large perlite, but I guess I could add a bit. This helps with aeration, Now how am I gonna Right, I think I'm going to try this one. I don't guess it really matters. Please, Root. Please, you can do this. I believe in you. I'm using out of both of these because they're two different types of moss, and I don't have a ton of my good moss left. So I'm trying to stretch it a little further. This moss isn't terrible. It's just, I don't know. And whenever I try to slack on my amendments and the quality of my amendments and stuff, they really notice. And yeah. Okay, I was thinking, should I cut this one again? But I don't know. Like, you see what I mean? Because it's pretty, that's a pretty good distance between this leaf and then this growth point here. It's a little funky. I think I will. And then this can like shoot off another growth point down here somewhere. That's what I'm going to do because my goal is to get this more full and bushy rather than just like one tall, lanky vine. Am I going to stick you without breaking you? All right. Hopefully in a few months I can pot these guys up and they'll be like branched out and rooted and I can have my Florida Beauty again. This plant grows so fast. The variegation, stunning. This one and my Florida Ghost. My Florida Ghost is massive and it probably needs chopped, but it's not leggy. It's holding on to all its growth. So I think I'm going to add a third moss pole extension because I don't want to cut it because it's perfect. Florida Ghost is my favorite Florida variety for sure. It's the one I've had the longest and it's just my favorite. It is. This is a close second. So now that that's done, whew, we're getting stuff done. I'm proud of us. High five. I have about 30 minutes until my kids get home, or maybe about 40. So my kids get home from school. Once they come home, I have to like make them food, make them some dinner and all of that. Tend to them, and then they're gonna go outside and have a picnic with our friends. So I can come back and get more done if I want, or I can wait till tomorrow. But I've already got everything out, so I might as well like do everything I can because it's such a mess and a hassle bringing everything out and then cleaning everything up and then bringing everything out. Oh, I've got one. I've got a good one. Look at this beauty. This one's in desperate need for a repot, let me tell you. Still going strong despite that fact. This is supposed to be Hoya pubicalyx. This is not my original big guy. It's a variety or variant of pubicalyx. Okay, but I don't know. The new growth looks a little bit different from my OG pubicalyx splash. It's just a little bit more slender, but that could just be the genetics from plant to plant. I don't know, from a different specimen. I caught this at either Lowe's or Home Depot probably a couple years ago now, and I know it's so bad. It's still in this little pot and just ass. Okay, it was ass when I bought it. The soil situation, I mean. So it's a trooper with all this new growth, honestly. So I got to get it out of here. What pot do I want to put it in though? I kind of want to put it in a hanging basket, honestly. Yeah, but I don't think that's, well, we got to look at the roots. There's no roots coming out the drainage hole. Maybe the roots aren't super big since it's in a crappy mix, and we could put it in this hanging basket. Let's see. Let's just find out. All right, take our moss back down here. Let's see what we got going on in here. Okay. I mean, they look fine. It's not the best root system I've ever seen, but they look fine. I mean, Hoyas like to be a little bit root bound, right? It is about 2 inches bigger. So that honestly might be perfect for it. Honestly. Either that or I'm just convincing myself of it because I want to put it in here, but get some wood chips, bark. Because Hoyas love that. See? Oh. Leaf just came off. Alright. I tend to keep my Hoya in smaller pots. But Hoya are the one genus of plant that I leave in smaller pots typically, and they stay growing. They don't very often flower for me, but they stay growing like crazy. And they're snug little pots. And Hoya root system. Hoya roots are also fine and dainty, so you know they're not thick and tuberous like anthurium or some philodendron. So it works. I think this was good. I need to repot it again next year, maybe, but okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, it's lovely. What a lovely little plant. I feel like I just purchased a new plant, a new Hoya. It looks like I bought it like this, like it was hanging in a nursery, just like this. That is perfect. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Cutie. I love it. Oh my gosh. I feel like all of the plant pot combos today have worked out really swell, you know? And that just makes the entire chore that much more enjoyable for me. Oh my gosh. So bouncy. All right, I gotta water all these guys in. Before I do that, I've got to unload the dishwasher, reload the dishwasher, clear out the sink, and then I'm going to move all these plants into the sink, give them a good spray down, and then a good drink and fertilize. That is the plan. So that is so cute. I'm obsessed. Yes. All right, guys, that's it for now. I feel like I have so much footage. Like how this video is going to be long, and I hope I don't have any issues saving it. I still have more stuff that I would like to come back and do later or tomorrow. And I've been doing so much stuff off camera. I just really wanted to share some of it with y'all. So I don't know. Maybe it would motivate some of you guys to take care of some plant chores, or maybe you enjoy watching other people do plant chores while you do your own plant chores. I do enjoy that. So I know that when I watch other planty YouTubers doing their chores, it like springs me into action, like makes me want to go get my hands in the soil, and it just makes me want to be productive with my plants. So I may or may not see you back tomorrow. If not, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.